Okay, so as with most things, I'm not 100% sure if we're live. That seems pretty normal for YouTube. But I think I'm pretty sure I am, so I'm going to go for it. I'm continuing with Doom. Sorry about the long pause. I know not many people watch these videos, but a few people do. And I was mainly just trying to edit videos on Linux, which was like the one thing I wanted to do in 2021 or 2022 differently, is I wanted to move to going ahead and trying to edit all of my YouTube videos on Linux rather than Windows, and that ended up being a huge pain in the ass. Hang on, hold up. You know what? I'm gonna have to restart the game real quick. I just noticed something a little funky. I know what the issue is. It will just take me just a second to fix. But it does bring up something interesting, which is that I'm probably not going to stick with Ubuntu very long. I've just had, like, a ton of issues with it. Like, just ridiculous, dumb issues that shouldn't even be issues. Like, I plug in a headphone, and it just does not work all the time with Ubuntu. That's never an issue I had with Arch or Void or anything else I've ever used. There's all sorts of hardware issues popping up all the time that make it hard to use. DaVinci Resolve was really easy to install, so that's helpful, but not any easier than it would be on Arch or anything. So, yeah. I'm not 100% sure what the issue is. I've been using just sort of the normal Ubuntu 2004. I guess is what it's at now, whatever the LTS kernel version is. And it's been okay, but like I said, there's just been hardware issues all over the place. Especially with audio. Audio just bugs out all the time, and I've tried all sorts, even when all the devices are hooked up, even when all my speakers and headphones are working correctly, which isn't always, but when they are, even then, I'll just be casually watching a YouTube video or listening to some music or something, and it just starts getting all scraggly and weird, like there's clearly some kind of software issue. Okay, I think we're good now. That's preventing it from working correctly. I do not even really remember the controls for this game that well. It's been so long since I played it, but I think we can get it. I just mainly need to remember how to do the chainsaw, and I feel like there was something else kind of important. We had some other weapon that you had to trigger some other way. Left control. Oh. I guess I technically didn't finish the level last time. My bad. So now we're on to level 3. Whoops. Anyways, I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, I don't remember the controls, but luckily most of them are lined out for us. I know R is doing something. C is doing something. I probably don't want to start off using all of my shotgun shells. Okay, so let's just that guy shoot gun. Remember that one? Oh. Well, what did you expect, really? That. Alright, let's try this again. Let me focus after. Like I was saying with the audio issues on Ubuntu though, I don't even actually have audio right now. It was going to be too much of a pain in the ass to get it fixed, and I'd really rather just play the game at some point than screw around in the pulse audio controls forever. If you have any solutions, feel free to send them, but I feel like I've probably tried just about everything. I've just completely wiped and uninstalled Pulse Audio and ALSA on my version of Ubuntu. So I really don't know what would be left to do to try. Oh, I'm gonna shoot him with that. I guess I don't really have much of a choice. I have other ammo. It's just weird though, there's a lot of little issues that you wouldn't even think of that could be issues that I'm experiencing in Ubuntu that are annoying to the point that I'd rather just go back to Arch. I don't know how I died again, but I think originally the reason I wanted to move to Ubuntu was, I thought it would be more stable than Arch, which I never had an issue with to begin with. It's just, if you're, servers specifically is what I mentioned as something that could be an issue, right? If you're trying to keep a server running for a really, really long time, maybe Arch isn't the best thing. So I thought, hey, by that logic, maybe it's not the best thing for maintaining a, just normal workstation computer, but apparently neither is Ubuntu. I might bounce around to a few other OSs. I don't really plan on doing a ton of distro hopping or anything, but I don't think I'm going to stick around with Ubuntu much longer. What's going on with this dude? And for some reason, I'm having a ridiculously hard time killing him. Yeah, that's the idea. There we go. I think we're good. Still have like 0 ammo though, so that's a big problem. Maybe let's just pull off a shotgun and hopefully I can chainsaw someone here pretty quickly. I feel like I'm probably still missing an enemy somewhere. There he is. Ah! Is that everyone? Of course not. Why would it be? This actually is kind of a cool concept for a fight, though, just on a movie. Well, I mean, it's not like it's the first time a game or a movie's ever done that, but it's still cool. Kill the Priest Guardian is my objective here. Alright, see if I can do that.
The Hell Priest's position is stable.
I know my guess was that there was a boss fight coming up in this level. I feel like that's what they were saying in the last level. I wasn't paying that much attention, but okay. Oh wait, hold up. That's not what I want to do. Oh, whoa, hold up. Yep. I keep forgetting that the melee doesn't do any damage in this game. There we go. Alright, so. Probably want to go up there. Definitely want to go up there. There's some more guys now. In terms of why it took so long to edit a video, I think it might have taken me a full 2 weeks to edit one video in Linux, which seems absurd, but that's the truth. I didn't exactly just record it. I think I recorded I've got a video going live tomorrow, and it's like a bonus video in the 25 Days of Linux series. So I recorded it before. I'm pretty sure I recorded it before January was even over, or I might have recorded it like the first or second day of January. So it's taken me until probably about an hour ago to finish editing it. The reason why is because I uninstalled Windows. I don't dual boot anymore. I literally just have a Linux box now. And I wanted to edit... I wanted to start editing videos just on Linux. Which doesn't seem like it'd be that big of a deal, because there's like 1 million NLEs for Linux. Hang on, let me figure out what to upgrade here first. I think I want to do the... what was it? The plasma rifle had a thing, the heat blast. I think I already got. Yeah, microwave. I think that's what I decided I want to do. I don't even remember. But there's 1 million NLEs for Linux. Obviously, there's 1 million NLEs for any platform. You can edit video with a freaking website these days, right? But you've got big ones like Kdenlive that people point to that are free, open source. You know, seem to check all the boxes. Seem to be right up the alley of where you would want. But the thing is, with almost every Linux NLE that I've tried, Hail is the weak point. Alright, cool. Every Linux NLE that I've tried, it's like a huge issue in terms of just sort of things that... I'm not a super advanced video editor, like I don't need a ton of super advanced features out of an NLE. And by NLE, I just mean like video editor. Like Premiere, Final Cut, Kdenlive, all NLEs. It's basically just a catch-all term for digital. It means non-linear editor, but it's basically just a catch-all term for software-based video editing rather than like literally cutting film, I guess. But all the NLEs that I've used are severely lacking in some way. For example, Kdenlive, one, it doesn't have like super basic editing features that I would consider quality of life. Like one thing that I do all the time is something called like top and tail editing or ripple editing in the Adobe tools. It's called different things depending on what NLE you use, but in Avid it's called top and tail editing, and Premiere is called ripple editing. And if you use any of those tools, you know exactly what I'm talking about because they're super handy. It's like basically rather than making a cut, removing a piece of a clip, and then reorganizing your timeline to make that happen, it sort of helps you trim from the front or the end of a cut or the front or the end of a clip and dynamically adjust the timeline the way that you would naturally want to do anyways. It's a huge game changer to the point that there's no way I'm going to edit a video if I can't use basic like top and tail editing to do it. It's a matter of like a process that should take an hour, maybe 2 hours, turning into something that should take like 6 to 8 hours, just because it becomes so much more tedious to have to do it the other way. Why can I not catch on to that? There we go. Either there's basic editing features lacking like that, or in the case of Kdenlive and Olive, and I think Shotcut is one of the other ones that I tried, they just lack super, like, just exporting tools. Like, something that I would consider a must is just the ability to specify bitrate when you're exporting a video. Like, I'm using Resolve right now, and it's pretty limited in the codecs that you can use, at least the free version is. You can't import or export H.264, you can't use AAC audio, any of that. But still, there's a way to sort of at least somewhat specify the bitrate that you export. And that seems like just sort of the most basic feature of any exporting solution is pick a codec, pick a video container, set a bitrate, go from there. You can't do that in Kdenlive. You can't do that in Olive, Shotcut, any of these. And if you can't do those two basic things, they're kind of a joke, in my opinion. Like, if I can't even get a decent quality, or it's not even that you can't get a decent quality export, it's that you don't have any control over the export, is the real reason. Because, I mean, obviously I could just export an uncompressed QuickTime movie out of any of these NLEs, and I'll get good quality. It's just I'll also have an 80-gig file that I somehow have to upload to YouTube. So that's an issue. What I ended up doing is I did use Resolve, which isn't ideal, but it works. It works fine, and it's only officially supported on CentOS, but people have created packages basically to convert the CentOS, I think it's an RPM package, to a Deb package, so you can install it really easily on Ubuntu and Debian. And there's also a AUR package that makes it really easy to install on Arch Linux. I've installed it on Arch and installed it on Ubuntu now with zero problem. Works exactly as you would. Oh, I've just got the rocket launcher. Expected to. No issues there. It does have issues in terms of support. Namely, again, that it doesn't support H.264 or AAC audio, which are sort of just kind of assumed defaults in terms of recording, exporting, uploading, everything. So, what I ended up doing basically is I record a video out of OBS, and it does it automatically to H.264, and there are ways to just record in like DNX HD out of OBS. Which isn't the worst idea in the world. The problem with that I see is if you know your delivery format is going to be a lower quality than like ProRes or DNX HD, I don't see much of an issue in, just sort of clogging up my disk space with a higher quality video that's never going to make it to begin with. So what I'm saying is like, the way that video containers work is if you're originally recording at, let's say, H.264 and your bitrate is 15,000 kilobits per second, that seems pretty normal, I think. It depends on what resolution and stuff, but if that's a 1080 video, that should be like a decent quality video. It's pretty heavily compressed, but that's kind of close-ish to what YouTube would end up doing to it anyway. you could export that video, or transcode that video, and save it to MAKC or ProRes or something, and you would end up with, something that you can open and resolve that fits the, container and codec requirements for the app. But you're not going to be gaining any quality. The issue is when you're transcoding, whatever software you're using to transcode doesn't really know that. And I don't even know if MAKC, ProRes, or that kind of thing, or Cineform can even compress the same level that EHS64 is. So what you'll end up doing is just sort of taking a highly compressed video clip and converting it into a format where it's essentially taking up 10x the amount of storage that it actually needs, while you're not gaining any quality whatsoever. So in my head, there's no point in storing huge files when, again, the delivery format is always going to be YouTube. I could record uncompressed, raw screen recordings out of OBS, and they'd be 100 gigs, and I'd edit them down to whatever size video, and they'd get smaller, but still I'd be uploading a 80 to 40 gig video, which I guess would be just for it to be compressed down to, if it's 4K, like 45,000 kilobits per second. I forget the exact. So it makes zero sense to do that. Which I think is the most rambling way to say that what I've ended up doing is just recording a screen recording out of OBS, and then I use FFmpeg to convert it to VP9 rather than H.264. It still uses the same MP4 container, or maybe it's the MOV. It's one of those two. It's either an MOV or an MP4. The difference is that VP9 is just not H.264. VP9 and VP10 and also VP8, I think, are what YouTube uses as their sort of container for video. So, when you upload a YouTube video, it doesn't matter really how big or huge or large it is. It's going to get compressed down into that VP9 codec. So I'm taking the H.264 video, converting it to VP9 so that I can import it into Resolve. And I'm doing audio editing in the middle anyways, so it's not that big of a deal to convert the AAC audio to WAV or something like that. There's a few different formats you can use, but I always just export it as WAV audio. For that, I've been using Tenacity, which is one of the forks of Audacity. There's a few different ones that have popped up. Audacity a lot. That's the one that I've been using. It's fine. I've actually been doing a lot more of the audio processing while recording. Like, I've got a noise gate on while I record now. Oh, damn. I should have known I was going to die there eventually. My game is drowning my voice. Oh shit. That's a good point. Let me fix that real quick. I need to pay more attention to the chat. Let me bump it down a bit. How about that? That'll probably be better. I know I fixed it like way after you said it, but whatever. Alright, there we go. There we go. Let me take this guy out first. Just gotta get him, get his tail. I think that's the trick, right? There we go. I don't remember what I was talking about before. It's just editing videos on Linux is end up being kind of more of a pain than it needs to be. That's the frustrating thing, right, is I know how easy it can be, because I've done on macOS, I've done on Windows, and it's no biggie. But there's a ton of extra added steps in the process that I know don't need to be there. And it's mainly just due to, like, dumb stuff, right? Like, people mention all the time that, like, Kdenlive doesn't update and breaks functionality that used to be there all the time. There's no reason that needs to be the case. Like, Premiere isn't good. Premiere is not a good video editing app. I mean, it's what almost everyone uses these days, but it's just because there's nothing better. It crashes all the time. It's it's not great for what it does. It's better than the competition out there. So it wouldn't be. It seems like it wouldn't be hard for someone to make something better. You could argue that Resolve on macOS and Windows is better than Premiere for some applications, especially if you're doing like grading inside of. If you just need a good tool, like one-stop shop, Resolve is great. It's got Fusion built in to do some motion graphics and visual effects. It's got obviously the color engine, which that's what Resolve was before it was an NLE, was a freaking color grading app. So obviously it's going to work really well for that. I'm definitely just rambling now. I'm very annoyed with the video editing process on Linux. I don't know how people do it. I actually genuinely have a lot of respect for the people that like edit videos in Kdenlive every day, and that's how they make videos. Some of the other Linux YouTubers, I don't watch a ton of Linux YouTubers, but I know there are people out there who are recording a video and then editing it in Kdenlive, and that on its own is like way more tedious than I'm ever going to do. And I know most people don't heavily edit their videos, or not most people, but most of the other Linux YouTubers don't heavily edit their videos the way that I do. But still, I mean, just doing any, well, I can see why they don't heavily edit them. But I wouldn't heavily edit my videos either if I was having to use Kdenlive to do it. Alright. I gotta focus up now and stop talking about fucking video editors. I gotta be able to kill some. Wasn't there a way to throw a grenade? Oh yeah, there is. Hey, look at, well, that wasn't a grenade. Okay, there we go. Maybe that was harder than it really needed to be. Or I made it harder than it needed to be, I don't know. Did I get the other pink dude? Pinky or whatever he's called? I think I did. Oh, bitch. There he is. Maybe not. Yeah. Okay, it's time to get out of there. Help Foster real quick, that will help. Let's get some easy targets so I can get some more ammo. That would be great. Actually, he's gonna be easy. No. He's not gonna be good. Gotta get behind him, shoot the tail, and we're good. There. There. That guy shouldn't be a problem. I don't know why I have so much trouble with these rockets. Actually, in that last level where you played as him, I see why you have so much trouble with him. That guy was super OP. I was not playing well, but I didn't manage to die once with that guy. I kind of want to just keep that exosuit or whatever those guys were using and play the rest of the game with that. I don't think you really needed to shoot it with a rocket launcher, but it worked. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so I need to try to take this. The problem is when I zoom in to freaking try to shoot him, I no longer can see my health and stuff, and I feel like I sit there too long, and by the time I come out of being, you know, down scope, I'm already so close to dead. It was almost pointless. I should have just never done it. But I want to shoot that thing, right? Like, that's the move. Or maybe it's not, I don't know. I feel like his gun was just gone though. How is he still shooting me? Am I crazy? Oh, there's two of them. Okay, I see what's going on. Alright. Why would there just be so long? Holy shit. This game is fucking relentless. All right. Oh, I thought I could jump over his head. I guess not. Oh, I missed probably, didn't I? I definitely did. There's no way I didn't miss. Need a strategy. Actually, how are you meant to dodge that guy? Because I just assumed you could kind of jump over his head. I guess maybe you just have to sort of dash out of the way or something. Shocking. You can't jump over his head. Let me try it again. No, you can't. Or at least I can. Huh. You just have to sort of get behind him, I guess. I saw somebody doing a speed run of this game in between when I played the last level and this level, and they made it look just way too easy. And I also noticed they weren't like killing any of the enemies using like the proper technique that the game shows you. They weren't like, you know, shooting that guy in the tail and shooting the guns off the other people that have guns on them and stuff. They were just kind of overloading them with power. So I think maybe I should focus maybe less on killing people the right way and just getting enough firepower and then kill them. Which was sort of my strategy in the original, or the Doom 2016. I don't... Maybe there were some enemies that had tricks that could help you kill them faster, but I certainly didn't really pay attention to them at all. Okay. Although this guy is such a pain that it does seem worth it to try to get behind him and do it that way. I've got low health every 5 seconds, and it's entirely that was my character, I think, that's doing that. I gotta get him alone for a second. Okay, so managed to dodge him that time, shoot his tail, and he's dead. So who else is soaking up all of my health? The rocket launcher creatures certainly don't help, but I don't know that they're doing the majority of the damage. It's kind of hard to tell. I'm pretty sure you're meant to shoot the rockets on him. At least if you do that, in theory he can't shoot you, so that's helpful. What attachment do I have? Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay. It's just like some of the characters in this game, you get too close to them and you're dead immediately if you're not on your game. Also, I keep forgetting the melee doesn't do any damage. It doesn't matter how many times somebody tells me or how many times I tell myself that. I always forget. It does no good to run around hitting E, but I'm doing it anyways. I should probably just retrain myself to hit C. That's the chainsaw button. That seems to come in handy. But the chainsaw runs out of fuel super often too, so it's like there's not a good... That's the problem, is there's not a good sort of just reliable way to do a small amount of damage. Oh my god, is it hung again? This happened earlier when I was playing something else, as I was... Yeah, it's freaking hung. Damn it. I'm gonna have to Alt F4 out. You know what, guys? I might have to end the stream here. I appreciate the few people that are watching, but I've just been having a ridiculous amount of issues with Ubuntu. I can maybe try and launch it one more time and just see what happens, even though we're gonna have to redo that whole fight again. But this happened earlier. I was playing... I don't even remember what I was playing. I think I was playing like one of the Arkham games. I think it was Arkham City. Like, not a super new game, not an intensive game in any means, and it just hung up and died. I've never had that happen on Arch, but it's happened multiple times since I switched to Ubuntu. I don't even know what the issue is. Wally World must have been hell the way you're using that chainsaw. Yeah, I forgot I told people that I worked at a Walmart. Yeah, no, that job sucks. It's a terrible job. The only reason I'm there is because actually one of the few good things, if anyone's interested, anyone's looking for a job, is working at a Walmart is not a great job. Obviously, working in any retail store sucks, but Walmart has a program where they will pay for some college degrees. Not all of them, obviously, but like any that could be related to the, job that could help you advance in the company or whatever. Which I thought was just their way of saying like, oh, we'll pay for a fucking MBA or some shit like that. But no, they're paying for a computer science degree with my name on it. So I am there until that's done. The Walmart that I work at in particular is very bad. It's sort of old and decrepit, and a lot of the equipment just doesn't work, and they refuse to fix it. I came in this morning, and they used to have... Well, I don't get too much into it, I don't know. Like I said, I don't really want to get fired, and I have been fired from that store before, so I probably shouldn't say too much. And they do have, like, childish managers, so I know of more than one person who's been called into an office or something, and because, oh my god, your husband wrote a thing on Facebook we didn't like. One day when I quit that job, I'll make a video and I'll just show you all the ridiculous and kind of hilarious write-ups I've gotten at that job that I have to, go through the corporate ethics to get removed. And we'll have a laugh about it, because some of them are just hilarious. If it wasn't, like, negatively affecting my job, I'd be laughing about it right now. They are funny, legitimately funny, but it's not a great place to work. I was only there for like 2 hours today. I left early. It wasn't worth me being there, honestly. But if you want if you're looking for a job and you want a way to pay for a degree, there's worse ways to do it. There's a lot of places that I've worked at, split the difference on degrees with you, like pay for a percentage of it or something, or I don't know. I worked at a Georgia Pacific for a little while. Again, not a wonderful job, but they have a program where they'll pay for some degrees, or I think discounted or something. I'm pretty sure there's some kind of tax break situation involved in the US, or else it wouldn't be such a common thing. I don't know. Obviously, I don't run a multi-billion-dollar company. Obviously. But there's got to be some sort of tax implication that they can... There's got to be doing something for them. It wouldn't even make any sense to do it. They're a business, right? It's got to make some money first and foremost. Why the hell is the motion blur on again? Every freaking time I reload this game, it turns on the motion blur all over again. Whatever, it's probably only going to be another 10 minutes before everything crashes anyway. Whatever. Okay, so that works. Alright. Now I take the that'll help. Jeez! How much damage does that guy take? That is absurd. The one good thing I just thought about, though, is in order for me to get in trouble for something I said about the place I work, somebody that works at the place I work would have to somehow be watching one of my videos, which is basically an impossibility. So that's helpful. Surprise, surprise, there's not a ton of people in a small town in southeast Texas that are interested in very niche Linux and bad gameplay issues. Jesus Christ, man. Okay. Yeah, take that guy out. What do I have left? I got the... You know what? I'm just pull the hell out of him. That'll work. That always works. No, it doesn't. Alright. Ubuntu sucks and moves. You know, I didn't think Ubuntu was going to be as kind of bad as it was, and all around, I think, when you first log in to, you know, how they have it set up with GNOME and everything, or I forget, maybe it isn't GNOME that they use by default, I don't remember. Whatever Ubuntu system is that they use, either it's some, I'm pretty sure it's GNOME. It's pretty clean, and like a lot of the stuff is plug and play, which is great. It's just like it does dumb shit that shouldn't be a problem. Like, I'll tell you what the problem is with my audio mainly is when I first hooked up my my system. I've got you know, just like a pretty basic setup. 2 monitors. Used to be 3 monitors. It's 2 monitors now. And a speaker system, like subwoofer and 2 speakers. They just all plug in through one auxiliary output. So it's not complicated. And that's the setup, basically. I don't have any printers or anything else hooked up. And when I first installed Ubuntu, I, you know, checked the box, like download whatever drivers you need. You know, I said use the proprietary ones or the free ones, whatever. I did all the things to get it set up, and it worked perfectly out of the box. There were always audio issues. Like sometimes the audio would be scraggly, and the only way to fix it would be to if I was in YouTube watching a video and the audio got weird, I'd have to like open up Spotify and play a song for 2 seconds or something, or I could log out and log back in, and that would fix it too. There were always weird audio issues, but they weren't that common. So I wasn't that worried about it, and I thought maybe if it was like a huge issue, I'd end up being able to reset Pulse or Alsa or something, and that would fix it. Then I got a dog, and she ate the speaker cable, where the power cable for my speaker, and I haven't fixed it yet, or mainly because it wasn't a great speaker, so I think I'm just gonna probably buy a new set of speakers. I think the MAKC speakers look pretty good. Those are the ones I've been looking at. Probably either the 4-inch or the 5-inch version. Those look pretty solid. But whenever that speaker stopped working, I had a real issue with the audio. Obviously, the audio wasn't playing. And luckily, one of my monitors has speakers on it, so it can just output audio via HDMI. So I always had freaking... Oh my god, I died again. And the game crashed again. What the heck? I don't know. Anyways, the issue is it's still... I can show you, actually, if I open up Pulse Audio. If I look at the output devices, here's what I've got. I've got the GP10 GL7. This is the output for my monitor where it's sending audio. It's one of those Acer Predator monitors. It has like shitty speakers on the back of it, but whatever. They're speakers. And then AT2020, this is the mic that I use. It shows up as an output device because it can also take desktop audio input, obviously. Not obviously, not all mics do that. And then right here, Family 17H model 000FH HD audio controller. This is the speakers that are no longer plugged into my system at all. I've done multiple restarts. I have completely uninstalled and reinstalled ALSA and Pulse Audio, and I've also reset both of them more than once. And still, it's showing up here like, hey, we got it, you're here. And it thinks, oh, well, you got headphones plugged in, or you've got line out plugged in. They're both in. Neither is true. The only things that are plugged into this computer are this headphone right here, which doesn't even show up, so I don't even know why I still have it in. So that's not helpful. I have these headphones here, the Audio Technica or something or other, that are also plugged in, that I managed to get working for like an hour, and then they stopped working and haven't shown up as an output device again. And that's it. Or the HDMI to the monitors. And that's it. There is this speaker that it thinks is here is not here. And neither of the two sets of headphones I just had plugged in, it recognizes at all. So, I don't know. It's very weird. The audio is annoying. And apparently I can't even run Doom Eternal right now. So that's not ideal. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just, you know what? Here's what we'll do. Arch Linux. Gonna go ahead and download. Let me get a magnet link. And let's see, do I have Alacrity here? TSM. Sudo apt install transmission remote. Unable to locate package transmission remote. Why not? Did I spell it wrong? Transmission remote GT. Are you kidding me? Is it a... Oh, yeah, that wasn't the command line version. Whatever. I just need the torrent file. I want to add a new torrent. How do I connect? No host name set. Fuck off. Torrent. Magnet link. There it is right there. Use application. Transmission remote. Open link. Alright, screw it. Whatever. I don't want to deal with all that. Just give me the magnet then. Oh, wait, you know what? Hold up. I don't gotta mess with any of this. Because I already knew I was gonna have to move back to Arch. So there it is right there. There's my ISO. Next time you see me, I'll be back on Arch. Fuck Ubuntu. And that's gonna be the end of the stream. Thanks everybody for watching. It's called Transmission CLI. What? No, it's not. Bullshit. Is it Transmission Remote CLI? Is that what the issue is? Sudo apt install transmission. Is it just CLI? It is just transmission CLI. Oh. Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's a good point. Whatever. I've already got the ISO. I don't need it. I'm going to end the stream here. Thanks everyone for watching. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully on Arch, and hopefully I'll actually be able to play through a game without it crashing.